Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for hanging out with me on a Friday evening. You really don't have to because it's Friday, and yes, I know again I'm competing with Friday Night Tights, but it is what it is when it comes to basically university life. Wednesdays are taken up with my class, and Thursdays are taken up with kind of extra credit sort of opportunities with the Shakespearean adaptations class to watch an adaptation of a Shakespeare play. So basically, Wednesdays and Thursdays are, in the evenings at least, are taken up for in the near future. So I have to stream Fridays. That's like the only times really I can, at least for the Cringe Factory, as of right now. So, but again, thank you for showing up, and I want to thank again my co-host Steve Kenobi, who's going to be really the one talking about Wheel of Time because I never read the books, and they're making a show and as I guess normal for Hollywood, going the way of identity politics with the casting and so forth. So, but again, thank you for being my co-host this evening, Steve.
Thank you for having me on. It's always fun. And yeah, I warned people about this show over a year ago.
Yeah.
This is going to be ultra woke, and it is. It's not even recognizable. It looks like
Mhm.
cosplayers in front of a green screen.
Kind of like Cowboy Bebop at this point. Like
Oh,
really,
worse, way worse.
wait, I don't know if I'm going to play the trailer necessarily. I might, but we'll definitely go into the Bounty into Comics article, which kind of covers the first look and the trailer drop that just happened
Yeah,
recently, and then you can tell us I guess like go into detail about Wheel of Time, what it entails, and why you're saying like definitely that it's going woke. I'll also talk
yeah.
about
I even
what
have the
Sony's
list
doing.
of if,
Mhm,
the author before he passed away.
mhm,
He made a little list of who he wanted to see, cast in the roles if they ever made a TV show or movies or something.
mhm.
It's not like what you see on the screen at all.
Now, of course, they're obviously not going to listen to the author. If they did, then they'd be doing the smart thing, and they're not going to do that. But okay, we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover basically what Sony's doing. I'm not saying necessarily this is the first time. I'm just frustrated because it's actually a game I'm looking forward to. But Sony revealed that in order to be able, like, if you're looking forward to playing Horizon Forbidden West, sorry, Forbidden West, the sequel, um, or I should say Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West sequel, you have to get one of the more expensive versions of the PS4 game to be able to upgrade. Because if you were just get the standard version, as most people normally do, you won't be able to upgrade it from PS4 to PS5 should you get a PS5 down the line, pretty much.
Yeah, Orange Hat says they should allow the author to pull the show. They can't. He's dead.
Yeah, so. And then we have a Kotaku article about, please spare me the bad takes about China's gaming restrictions. So, of course, it's Kotaku. Of course, they're going to, like, of course, they're going to print shit like that. And there's another article that if we have time, we'll bring up. Trey, you'll love this article. But I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then I'll give my co-host again the option of which article we will cover first. So from the top, I love this name. Lord Nemesis, master of Pedro Pascal's booty. Hail, hail, Lord Nemesis. Black Samurai, hail. Stunning and brave Megatron gonna be playing War for Cybertron while listening to your sexy voice. I'm sure he's talking about
Why, thank you.
yes, he's just talking about you, obviously.
Obviously, I
Thank
have an
you, Stunning and
accent.
brave. Mr. Bentham for $2. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you, wonderful people? Well, I am thanking God it's a Friday, despite being out for 4 hours running errands today and dealing with old people, drivers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was not a happy person when I got home. But I'm
Did you
fine
did you
now.
cuss in the
Fine
car?
now.
You did, didn't you?
What?
You cussed in the car.
Oh, you would probably blush at the words that like came out of my mouth because I was like so pissed at times.
I've heard you play.
I actually yelled at an old woman, called her an old cunt.
Yeah, well, I've heard you play D&D.
Yeah.
I don't blush at that anymore.
Yeah, so
Not not with you anyway.
yeah, like well, like initially he probably did, but like after a while he's like, that's how she normally talks when she's upset.
You know what though? Teresa does more when playing
Yeah.
D&D than the others, which is weird.
I actually found that like strange too. I think of us two, I think I curse more, but she's like a second, like a close second to me compared to the other two. So, because she'll drop the F-bomb, and I'm like,
yeah, she had like 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're the one that's like has all those like videos, and like you're so dainty when you talk, and like you're dropping F-bombs left and right. But it is what it is. Trey Courtney, what up? Like I said, you will get a kick out of the last article if we get to it. Trey Courtney. Mark Jacobs, hello, good evening. The Sentinel, hello there. Orange Out Reviews dropping in to leave a like. Got to get ready in 30. Awesome. You have your stream Wednesdays at 9 p.m. But thank you for stopping by. Orange Out Reviews. Andrew 46-2. Antu, sorry. Hello. Good morning to you, I believe. Yes. Hey, Chunk the Punk. Good to see you. Phil TMNT. Hey, Jade Shadow, looking great as always. Hey, Steeg, you're underrated for a Kenobi.
I'm underrated. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I like to be underestimated. That's actually a good place to be.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that is bullshit, Trey. Yeah, and he says, "Well, damn, then they should allow his family to pull it." Well, they're not going to. I know they should, but they're not going to. I'm not saying that's like the worst I've said. I'm saying like that's one of the things I dropped today. That's one of the things I dropped today, and it's at an old woman.
Yeah. Well.
Hello, Nick. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well too, Nick. And that is everyone so far in the chat. Thank you all for stopping by.
Oh, Sam showed up too.
Sam, sorry. Sam.
Yeah, the evil twin, I think.
Yeah, Sam just popped in. Hey, Sam and Shadow Master. Hi. Good evening to you. All right. Okay.
One of the twins is left-handed, so that's probably the evil one.
Well, as my mom says, left-handed people aren't in their right mind, and she's left-handed herself. So. Really? One Piece is getting on Netflix? What?
Yes.
Oh God, fucking hell.
Oh, this is gonna piss you off. There's a Gremlins show coming up, which is a prequel. It's a prequel about the old guy who had Gizmo. So it's probably gonna take place in the late 1800s, I guess, China. Given his age in Gremlins 1, and
early 1900s.
And the top billing though is an African American lady. And they're also doing I Know What You Did Last Summer as a TV show. It looks like a woke shit show. You didn't know that?
No.
You need to talk to me more.
I've been busy with school. How the fuck are they going to pull those two shows off?
They won't. You need to talk to me more during the week. I see things.
Oh, fuck. When you message me, you're like, "What are you up to?" And I give you an answer, but you never really say, "Hey, did you hear about this?" No.
No, I'm polite. I'm starting a conversation. How are you?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like it doesn't never really progresses into. Did you hear about this?
No. Well, I'll get better at it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not, but still, I mean, not blaming you, but still, like, fucking hell. Tim's talk. Hello there. Good to see you. And Sam, your brother is right. Yes. Okay. Same people. Oh, fucking hell. Doing the Bebop show, Cowboy Bebop show. Oh, yeah, we know this. How well that's going to go. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Now that conniption is out of the way. Oh, speaking of Teresa, and also, I was just informed that Teresa is 10 away from 500 subs. So if you're not subscribed two Ms. Martin uses on YouTube go describe to her, let her hit 500 subs. Teresa, have you gone back into watching those like kind of like manly movies at all yet? Because I like those when you guys talked about Predator and RoboCop and things like that.
I've been trying to tell her to watch this and that, but she just goes, Mr. Darcy, or whatever.
Orange Eye Review says that's such a bad idea. Gremlins should be given to the original writers, as they should choose writers to carry on their work. I personally think it shouldn't be done at all. Quite frankly, should not be done at all. And I know what you did last summer. It's like, really?
It's not like they're gonna destroy a brilliant movie, though. It's a slasher, you know.
I know. I'm not upset about that, but I'm just saying it's like I've seen both movies, so I've seen like the extent of what you can do. You can't do much.
Have you seen the list of IPs that Amazon now have access to?
Oh yeah, Linden went into that ever since their acquisition. Yeah, so like
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yeah, entertainment industry is fucked now, pretty much.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do a Thelma and Louise show.
Oh, I have no doubt. With the strong feminist bent to it, yeah, no doubt. No fucking doubt.
I'm gonna be lesbians or whatever.
If not lesbians, then lesbi curious.
Yeah. It's actually a good movie about women drivers, though, because they end up driving off a cliff.
I knew you were going there. McLean 1138. Gremlins original writer is Chris Columbus. He did the first two Harry Potter movies and Home Alone and Adventures in Babysitting and Mrs. Doubtfire, all of which I have seen. And you get the idea. So all of which I have seen. Particularly love Adventures in Babysitting. It's one of the first movies I remember watching. So yeah. All right, so my lovely co-host, which article do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Wheel of Time, since that is your forte? Do you want to talk about what Sony's doing, or do you want to talk about the Kotaku bullshit article?
Let's start with the Kotaku bullshit.
All right. So share my screen. Where are you? There you are. Please free me from the bad takes about China's gaming restrictions. So, of course, it's on Kotaku. And of course, it's going to be... let's put it this way. That's how I put it, I guess, lenient towards what China is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go into this bullshit, shall we? Or, as this is called, the Cringe Factory. This cringe. And of course, it's like, saying that in terms of Kotaku is kind of redundant at this point. Whenever any kind of news about China hits the internet, I brace myself for oversimplifications by English language writers and commentators. But in a country with roughly 720 million gamers, roughly twice the US population, the context behind the recent gaming restrictions placed on Chinese youth isn't as straightforward as narratives about sinister big government politics might make it seem. Starting from September 1st, players under 18 years of age are restricted to 1 hour of gaming a day on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays. The restrictions imposed on players don't come from a law. It's an industry regulation recently passed by the National Press and Publication Administration. As a parallel example, imagine that you're an American company that wants to dump radioactive waste into a lake, and the Environmental Protection Agency said that you can't do that. Regulations are specific rather than broadly applied to a populace. So comparing government overreach to protecting the environment. I mean, naturally, if you see someone wanting to dump radioactive fucking waste into a lake, you're going to want to stop it. You're going to kind of agree with the environmental EPA about those regulations. You don't fucking do that. So that's not a comparison. That's not a comparison.
Phil in the chat
It's the communist mindset, basically. The state controls everything, to include parenting.
They're trying to parent kids because they're kids.
Yeah,
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're meaning, though. I mean, it's you're going to see this. Well, the same shit is happening in the U.S. the government trying to be parents to people rather than just run the country.
But like, to the US's credits, we do have enough of a population to push back against that. So it's more like the government says that shit, tries that shit, but ultimately backs down from that shit because they realize, hey, if we do this shit, we won't get voted back in. It's like rinse and repeat sort of a situation.
The problem is, though, they do get voted back in, and looking at this from the outside, you guys are heading towards communism.
Well, I mean, if we technically are headed in that direction, but the side that does not want communism is the bigger of the two populations and has the most guns.
Yes, that's true. But the politicians representing those people are pussies.
The politicians may be, but the military isn't.
No, the military. That's fine, but Republican politicians are, that they had the power to do all kinds of stuff for the last 4 years, and they didn't do anything. They just don't know what to do with power, I guess.
I don't know. Okay, the NPPA is a government regulatory branch that oversees print, online, and broadcast media more broadly, but has sole purview over digital games. Under the regulations, gaming companies are tasked with preventing minors from accessing their games during certain times and to boot players after they run out of their allotted time. Jingtong Zhu, a publishing manager at a Chinese gaming company, told Kotaku that Chinese games have previously been restricted to an hour and a half on weekdays and 3 hours on weekends and holidays. So the latest mandate is an extreme tightening of a government regulation that had already existed since 2019. So why do these rules exist? While it might be tempting to generalize the Chinese government as inherently regulatory, which it is, it's important to consider that the gaming landscape in China is very different than in North America and Europe. Daniel Ahmad of Nico Partners told Kotaku that around 92 to 95% of the games made in China are based on a free-to-play model. So while most Kotaku readers might think of its first-party titles or self-contained indie games as what video games are, most Chinese players will probably think of a free multiplayer online battle arena game like Honor of Kings or gacha game like Genshin Impact. This means that gaming addiction and delinquent spending, two qualities associated with these types of games, are a much more prevalent concern in China compared to in the West. But regulators are also part of why Chinese gaming turned out very differently compared to gaming in other countries. For example, Zhu mentioned that Chinese 15-year-old console ban was also motivated by concerns about video game addiction. I'm sure it fucking was. A ban that arguably led to the popularity of free-to-play games. Chinese lucrative $360 million esports industry poses another complication to a clear-cut anti-gaming narrative. According to Zhu, regional governments like the city of Shanghai are very supportive of both the esports and game development industries. For a company like MiHoYo, which ranked 88th among all Shanghainese companies in terms of income, its tax contribution is an important part of the local economy. At the national level, the Ministry of Education started categorizing esports management as an official major in 2016. Well, that's interesting.
The super chat from Mr. Bentham is relevant to this. Good point from him, by the way.
Let me say hello to Movie Rock McDonald, who just came in. I'm an adult. I don't need the government to parent me. No, you don't. And Jacob. Hey, hello, the shadow knows. Thank you so much. Good evening to you. And a $5 super chat from Mr. Bentham. Companies like Blizzard made the wrong move. Remember when they were pandering to China? Don't you guys have phones? Yeah, pretty much. Yep, yeah. I love that. And Orange Hat Reviews says he's got to get going. Have a wonderful stream. Thank you so much, Orange Hat Reviews. Have fun on your stream as well. All right, yeah. So, and then you see what's happening with Activision Blizzard right now, right?
It's not doing so well.
No, it's not. Now,
you know what though? I know some people who worked for Blizzard as artists, and this was years ago, and it was different people too that didn't even know each other. All of them said that working for Blizzard was the worst job they ever had. It was they were treated like shit.
I believe it's like all like I'm not saying that I believe like every story that's coming out, but enough of them have plausibility to them, like what you're saying. Then I'm like,
It's a pattern.
yeah, it's
Even if
I'm
even if
not
one is
defending
fake,
Blizzard.
the other nine might
It is a
not be.
pattern. Yeah, but it is a pattern.
Yeah.
And I am going to admit that I am likely going to purchase the Diablo game, which is made by Blizzard. But yeah, I'm not going to be hypocritical and say that I'm going to boycott this company when I'm going to be purchasing a game.
Did you
However,
see what they did with Game Lord Dash?
uh,
He put up a video showing the censorship that they snuck into Diablo
oh
2,
yeah,
the
yeah, I
remake,
saw that. Yeah,
and it
I
got
saw that yeah,
the video got pulled or something, and because copyright issues by Blizzard or something.
yeah.
They even removed the boobs from statues in the background. You don't even see them unless you're leaning in and looking, right? They
Oh yeah, I
even
mean, I saw
got
that
rid of
tweet.
that.
I saw what he did. Yeah, so he basically pulled his video for copyright, even though it's not copyright.
Yeah.
Or at least it's like it doesn't like fall in under the copyright lines where they could accuse him of that.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. It was a very good video too. Everyone goes up to Game Lord Dash.
Oh yeah,
Awesome character.
he he loves
channel.
Diablo, and I one of my first games I ever played was the original Diablo, so that's why I want to get the Diablo game.
Yeah.
Even though it's supporting Blizzard, but I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not going to be hypocritical and say that I'm boycotting a company where I'm planning to buy a game from. However, I'm not going to entirely support them like every game that comes out. So, but
yeah, it's not hypocritical if you say you're not going to boycott.
Yeah. So, but like I said, like people like who do that, and like, well, it's I like remember how well the boycotts worked for certain franchises recently. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's all boycott Star Wars until KK's out, and then like, come watch me review the Bad Batch every week.
Yeah. Hey Corey. Yeah, pretty much. And Teresa says she's doing Lethal Weapon next. Awesome. You'll love that movie, Teresa.
I think she's on 3. She's
The third one?
Yeah, she's going to do the third one.
Was she skipping the first 2?
Yeah, she's watched those for the first time.
Oh, she's watched it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So she's going to do the third one for the first time. She's never watched them before. All of them are good. So
yeah. JM 2021 Shang-Chi sounds like a mediocre, fun, thrilling movie. Yes, I'm waiting for the reviews for that.
Oh, his sister is the important one.
Obviously.
Yeah, she trained herself and she's better and kicks him in the balls. MCU big time for the last third.
There you go. Let's see.
Sorry if I spoiled it.
I don't care. I don't fucking care. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people in the chat don't fucking care either. So it's pretty ridiculous to make broad statements about how the Chinese government's what level, which branch, any specific individuals is necessarily anti-gaming. Shanghai has even been welcoming to foreign offices such as Ubisoft and Activision. Oh, they're doing well.
Yeah, they're good for gaming.
Yeah, so it's weird to see a lot of takes that portray China as an anti-gaming country. It's not that they're being portrayed as anti-gaming country, they're being portrayed as the government overreach that it fucking is. It shouldn't be up to the government to regulate how much time you spend on anything, really, unless it is a truly detrimental to your health.
Yeah, unless it's illegal or
illegal or detrimental to your health. They have no fucking right to tell you how long you can spend on anything.
Yeah, but devil's advocate though, it's easy to blame the parents for this because they're supposed to do their job and pay attention to this. But a lot of them don't, and kids are sneaky, right? Mm-hmm. And part of me, though, I know for a fact that if my parents had limited my gaming back in the day, when I was in middle school and all, I would have done better at school. Easily, because I was hooked on all kinds of games. Mm-hmm. Like, royally hooked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're easy to get hooked. I'm not saying they're not easy to get hooked on, and yes, it is up to the parents to kind of say, like, when I was growing up, I kind of had that time regulated, but it was at the parental level. So, but the way it was regulated was for every hour I wanted to spend playing, like, say, a video game, I had to spend an equal amount of time reading or learning a classical language. So
Yeah.
if I want to spend 2 hours on a game, I spend 2 hours reading or 2 hours studying. Pretty much.
I was I was watching Baywatch in the evenings and playing Leisure Suit Larry for the rest of the day. So and puberty was going on at the same time. Um, Difficult times.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on in this article. I'm not going to cover every paragraph. It says, okay. Consider also that not all Chinese minors are affected equally, as one might imagine players' experiences are heavily influenced by factors such as gender and class. The New York Times states that parents were largely the driving force behind the new gaming restrictions, but it leaves off some important data from the report that it cites. According to the report from Beijing Youth Legal Aid and Research Fund, I love that. Over 90% of minors with gaming addiction problems are boys, and roughly 70% come from blue-collar families. If nearly 2/3 of parents reporting a gaming addiction issue are laborers, then it reframes the narrative of the restrictions as an initiative that is mostly relevant to working families. The report noted that children often receive mobile games when their parents can't afford professional childcare.
This is true because nowadays parents just
Mm-hmm.
stick their kids in front of a PlayStation.
Yeah.
That is accurate. Because I've actually spoken to some of my friends, and we never see kids outside playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're I can't even remember the last time I saw a kid on a bicycle.
I mean, I see them around my neighborhood. Actually, like pretty often, but like they're younger.
Yeah,
So I don't really.
I haven't seen them in years. It's just they're at home playing PlayStation.
But like, yeah, I agree with like that to an extent because a lot of parents just find it easier nowadays to sit their kid in front of something like a TV, like a movie or a game, just to shut them up, as like Teresa points out. So
I get that too. It's a shortcut to peace,
So one of Stranger Things, yeah. So, but it's basically like that's. I'm not going to go entirely into this article, but that's the gist of what they're trying to, like I said, like being lenient towards what's going on, and even Zoo is saying complying with the new rule isn't technically difficult because it's just a matter of writing new software development kit codes integrated as part of the login process. What happens is that when new players log in, they are asked to enter their ID number, which then verifies their age. Every gamer needs to log in with their real names, and every domestic game that legally operates in China is required to have that function. Still government overreach, pretty much.
Yeah, it's they're doing the parents' job quite brutally, really.
Yeah.
It's very ham-fisted, but China isn't alone in this, though.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that they're alone necessarily, but at the same time, it's like, leave it up to Kotaku to write it. I don't know, like at least allow someone to write an article defending it and publish it. So there it is. Sunny Brave Megatron says, I was always outside causing mayhem when I was Whittle, degenerate Decepticon. I totally believe that, Sunny and Brave Megatron. And Dermot McQuaid, hello there. Good evening to you. Or it's early morning for you right now. So good morning to you, Dermot. Hope you're at least well. It'd be Saturday for you now. But there's the article. Like I said, I wasn't going to go into its entirety. And it's Kotaku, so it's like you basically just chalk it up to it's Kotaku being Kotaku right now. So
there's that. And it seems they're doing it to combat, games that makes kids want to spend extra money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gaming is different though from when we grew up because we didn't have that stuff. We had story-based games, right? Mm-hmm. So you got hooked because you wanted to get through the story quite often.
Yeah.
So it has changed a bit,
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, the first PC game I ever played was Diablo, And then I think like one of the first video games I played was the original Knights of the Old Republic, which is very story based.
Oh yeah.
And that's the one where I like had to save up the gaming time during the week, so that way like on the weekend I could like spend like hours in front of the game because I wanted to get through certain parts.
Yeah, I need to read a book so I could get through Dantooine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, you started with some good ones though.
Yeah. So, and basically, as they say, the rest is history. History. So, but yeah, that like I said, like because of yes, there is a little bit of nostalgia, but like basically because the first game I played was Diablo, I am wanting to get the new Diablo game, despite what they're doing. Like I figure, yeah, it's really fucking stupid, but as long as the gameplay is good, the story is good, the graphics and everything are good, I'll not necessarily overlook it, but at the same time, it'll be down the list of criteria. So,
Yeah, and they're doing a Diablo 4 as well, aren't they?
yeah. So, hey, Parrot Head, good to see you. Sunny Brave Maker says I used to stuff Autobots in their lockers and take their energon money. I believe it. It says
I actually
tobacco and firearms. Yeah.
I watched the first two G1 Transformers episode the other day because they put him up on YouTube.
Thanks, Assassin. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I was like, oh shit, I remember that. I was a kid when I first saw this.
Liquid Blake says River Raid on Atari was the first game I played seriously.
I had that on the C64. Fun game.
What is I never heard about that, but then again, I never really had either of those consoles, so
I bet you can get them for the PC as well, but you need to run them through DOSBox.
Probably. Because I know that Lethal got a game that he used to play, like an old game. But he had to get like another not what you said, but like something like that to be able to run it on his PC.
Yeah, an emulator.
Patrick T. Pong, yeah. I can't remember what the name was, but it was an emulator. But I can't remember what it was. Mark and KJ recommending it to him, so I can't remember what recommended.
River Raid is basically it has a top-down view, and you're flying a plane along a river, and you shoot stuff that comes towards you, and you get points. That's it. It's
kind of like the game that Lethal has. It's like it's called Radon.
Yeah, I think it's exactly the same concept, but more modern, and you get power-ups and stuff like that. This is same genre.
All right, all right, cool. Like by the first like real console. We had like a Nintendo 64, but the first like real console was the Xbox that we got, and like from there I kind of like progressed from PC to console, and now I'm progressing from console to PC once I can afford and have the space for a PC. So I'm getting to that point. All right, so next article, and you get to pick again. Sony, what they're doing, or Wheel of Time?
Let's do the Wheel of Time because we already did a video game-ish one, right?
All right, yeah. So, all right. So, like I said, it doesn't really go into necessarily details of what the show is doing. I'm going to leave that up to Steve. But first, Wheel of Time official teaser trailer is here. Release date announced. And that's one of the shots they released.
It looks like cosplayers.
Yeah.
Bad cosplaying. if I didn't know this was supposed to be the Wheel of Time, I would have no way of knowing, just from looking at the picture. The Asian guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's basically the Aragorn of the story.
Okay.
And he's from from way up north. And the country he's in is kind of small and it's been destroyed. And it's between two other countries that have, all white people. And there's, it makes zero sense to have Asians up there at all. whatsoever. It just
Hello, Pastor G. He says, "Hey, Mara and Stieg." Yeah, his first house was an Atari. Well, Stieg is going to describe these cocksuckers
yeah.
right now because he knows the story based on like the books and everything else that he's gotten into. Looks like a LARPing weekend. Looks like an eternal screenshot.
Yeah.
Mr. Bentham like, wait, is it like Lord of the Rings?
Kind of. Basically, the premise for the Wheel of Time is history repeats itself over long periods of time, right?
Okay, yeah.
And important people will be born again.
Okay.
And live new lives. And in this case, though, the world had reached, I guess Blade Runner tech, Then it went to hell because someone started drilling into. Well, basically, they found Satan in a sense. So they kind of used the magic to kind of drill into him to let him out to do research or whatever. And a bunch of people got corrupted and they turned into his servants and stuff, and things went to hell. And then a person called the Dragon, was like a title, sealed what they call the boar and sealed them back inside.
Okay.
Put up some seals in front of it, and his lieutenants got sealed in there too. And when this story starts, we're back at medieval times, because thousands and thousands of years has passed, right? And the seals are breaking, and the villains are starting to slip out. And when the dark one, as they call him, is basically Satan. When he breaks out, there's going to be like a final battle, and only one guy can stop it because prophecies and shit.
Okay.
Which is the Dragon Reborn.
Yes. So Sogi says, "Hail Satan, hey Sogi," and I love phrase. They all look like dorks.
Yes, they do. They do. And here's the thing: this book series is diverse as hell, but different ethnicities. Yeah, there you go. Live in different countries, so they get introduced when the characters go there, right? And then they get allies from there, and blah blah blah. Black people are sea folk. They live on islands. They're the best traders in that world. The best sailors easily, and females are captains. You have to have a female captain. So you can check all kinds of boxes right there, and it wouldn't break the lore at all. But now there's the story starts in a small village called the Two Rivers, which is almost dead center on the continent. It's far from the ocean, yet now it's full of black people, which are supposed to be on the islands. So you have lore breaking right there. They de-aged one of the characters, who's supposed to be in his 60s. He's now in his 30s.
They are ruining it, Mr. Bentham.
Yeah, he's like a bard. And and I guess 60% of the main cast have been race swapped. I'm sure there's going to be different sexualities being tossed around as well. But here's what the author said about the casting, because he was asked back in the day who we would cast for the different parts. First guy named Rand, a young Ben Affleck. That's the main character.
All right.
Secondary character, Matt, James Garner at age 21. That's what we pictured. Perrin is a young Val Kilmer.
Okay.
He's black on the show. Then you have Egwene, one of the female race swapped characters. Audrey Hepburn at age 18.
Okay.
Nynaeve, the other female they race swapped. A young Jacqueline Bissett.
Okay.
So look at the picture. None of them looks like this at all, whatsoever. They don't even look like the artwork on the book covers. It's just and here's the thing. As soon as this got announced, I think it was a tweet or an interview with the lead writer, And he said his vision for this show
Mm-hmm.
was to make this fantasy world as diverse as what he envisions New York to be in terms of diversity in 50 years. Warning lights going off right off the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he envisions, right? So it has nothing to do with the author's vision at all. Then he's just
No.
projecting his own narcissism into the show,
His own
make-
narcissism and sociopolitical agenda, pretty much.
yes.
So
Ergo, it has nothing to do with the story anymore. And I saw when they did the kind of like character bios when they had cast the characters, and you have Perrin, who's the blacksmith guy.
Mhm.
They said, yeah, he's a young man who's needs to come to terms with losing his family, and this was for season 1.
Mhm.
Perrin doesn't lose his family until book 5, which is twice the length of the Lord of the Rings, maybe even more in terms of story. So you just chop away 5 bricks of books of character development, and you just stuff it in the first season. So that character has been hamstrung from the get-go. It's
kind of like how Steph described how I haven't watched DC's Titans like she has up until this point, and they introduced Red Hood. They took the Under the Red Hood story, which should have been an entire season in itself, and condensed it to 1 episode.
Yeah, and they did something like that on Game of Thrones too. They took book 4 and put contents from book 4 into 4 episodes. That's it, and then they complained about not having more source material. While book 1 got a whole season, right?
And how many books in Game of Thrones are there? Like 5?
Well, yeah, there's 5 now.
You could have done like a season and a half. Like, and I've seen how big, thick they are. You could have done like a season and a half for each of the ones, and you would have had about 8 seasons.
Yeah. And they could have stretched it out even more. And
well, no, I'm saying, but like the 8 seasons they had, if they had like just like done it like kind of per book or whatever, season and a half would have gotten like you to the number of seasons that they had anyway. So
yeah, they spent 4 seasons on 5 books.
Yeah,
and then they went all fan fiction. A lot of people say that season 8 ruined it all. It didn't. It was season 5, 6, 7, and 8, because 8's just where the ripple effects end up from the stuff people forgave earlier.
Yeah,
that was really, really plot breaking stuff. It just becomes more visible in the end, right? But yeah, all this is screwed up from the get go. Really messed up.
At this point, all authors should send their works to Japan if they want to see their art come to life. Yeah, pretty much at this point. I assume this "what" is in reference to what I said about Under the Red Hood, and yeah, that's what Steph said on My Nerdy Home when we were doing our Talk Nerdy to Us episode last Saturday. They condensed a book, and I think I have a copy of it over there. I can pull it down to show you how thick it is. But basically, what should have been an entire season down to 1 episode in that season. So,
just breaking news, by the way. I'll put it in the private chat. It ties into the first thing we talked about.
Oh,
but China stuff. I'm trying not to laugh, but yeah, this show is dead on arrival. I know, right?
I think I'm not really going to go into this article. I'm just going to end on this like headline because this is like so fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, one glance it looks like LARPers. The CGI looks generic as hell. And I saw, I think it was Lady Gravemaster said, they sent all the talent to the Lord of the Rings show and let the interns do this show, right? But yeah, let's see. I'll talk to the chat. Pastor G says, "Will there be talk nerdy to us tomorrow?"
Yes, there will be. Sorry, I just had to get up to get something, but just to show you guys, because yeah, show that's episodic. You really can't get the details of a story. This is how thick the story is.
Yeah,
This is Under the Red Hood. This is how thick it is. This was reduced to 1 episode.
yeah.
Basically, wrap your head around that.
Yeah, multiply that by 10, and you'll see what they're doing with this one. As for the books, though, they are amazing. Like I said, I read the whole series 3 times, and I'm now doing it a fourth time on audio. It's 14 bricks, so it's good if if I'm willing to read it 3 times. It's up there with Tolkien in terms of lore. I'd say it's extremely well written. The characters are awesome, and you get all kinds of. Well, as soon as you get a few books in, you start to have theories, right? Who did this? Who murdered that one? And even though the author died, he still wrote the last chapter, and he had Brandon Sanderson do the final 3 books, and he got about 6,000 pages of notes, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and Sanderson did, well, it wasn't perfect. It probably never would be perfect, right? To ending a series like that, it was satisfactory.
Now, this is a question for you, Stig.
Yes, I absolutely think so. It's not like Game of Thrones. There's no, it doesn't have nudity everywhere. I don't think there's any gory details either. It's fairly PG-13, R-rated some places, but there's no F-bombs in there, no C words.
I'm meant to see if there's any copies, and I can't promise any I will be able to get into them, because a lot of my time spent these next few months will be on reading text as part of my classes, to include Shakespeare's plays. So that's where most of my reading is.
Also, you have to read The Magician.
Yes, I do have to read The Magician. I have it.
Teresa has started, and she's loving it.
I'm thinking that I'm probably going to have at least more time, or somewhat more time and energy when I start student teaching, because then that'll just be my focus, just that, and not 2 classes worth of material. And I can devote the evenings to like catching up on all the books I need to catch up on. But do you want me to play the trailer at all, or do you want me to just go?
I don't even want to see it again, to be honest.
All right.
Because this is, you know what? I've gotten burned. Yeah, and even this is supposed to be a waygate, a teleporting thing. They have an arch in the books. Look at this.
No arch.
No arch anything at all. It doesn't. And several of the books have a waygate on the cover. It looks nothing like this whatsoever. And the waygate they do go through in the first book is not even outside. It's in a cave, I believe. So they can't even get the poster right.
See, they don't care. I mean, it says Rosamund Pike plays Moraine Damodred.
Yep.
So I assume that she's at least reasonably well cast in terms of looks.
Kind of. She's supposed to be tiny, though. I think she's a bit too tall, but fine.
She's in the center here. That's Rosamund
she's
Pike.
supposed to wear a dress, not pants. Blue dress. It's even on the cover of book 1, but
Well, she's not wearing a dress there.
Basically, she and the Asian guy show up at a village looking for the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, because it says down here. She's probably the Dragon Reborn who will either save or destroy humanity. So.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna destroy the world to save it, basically.
Kind of like Kate Kitus wanting Darth Kitus and the EU.
Yeah. I think Lethal would love this book series.
Okay.
He absolutely Yeah, because there's the main character does some shit in this. I mean, he blows up thousands of people.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Definitely like Lord Kaitis. It's kind of like
yeah,
equivalent of Kashyyyk.
yeah. It's it it is up there with Tolkien. I think. I'd still pick Tolkien any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, this is
Okay, this guy is this the guy Logain?
yeah, which I'm not. He shouldn't even be in book one. They don't even see him until book six, I think. We know he's captured and all, and he's like a guy who pretends to be I think he's the Dragon Reborn, but he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure why they have added this, but okay then.
All right. It says will premiere globally on Amazon Prime Video November 19th, 2021. Specifically, the first 3 episodes of season 1 will arrive on November 19th. And then, so basically, it'll be like The Boys, where they drop 3 episodes and then it'll be weekly.
Yeah, and Brandon Sanderson, who finished the series, had done a tweet or been interviewed something, and he said he had seen it, I think, and he said the end of the season is going to be controversial for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they didn't follow the books, and he's giving us a heads up.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. If you've read the Wheel of Time books or anything like that, then yeah, this is what they're doing to that series, much like what they did with other series.
Yeah, I think. Well, I've been burned quite often now. With the Shannara series and the Sword of Truth, Disney, Star Wars, all kinds of stuff. So in this case, I'm just going to avoid it. I'm not going to watch it. I have the books because I've noticed especially with Star Wars, even if I'm reading EU stuff and all, I'm having a hard time unseeing what they did to Luke.
Yeah, that's why I haven't picked up an EU book or anything since for months.
Even if it's a different timeline and all that, it's still tainted because you can't unsee stuff.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I enjoyed those books, but now I'm like I have no desire to pick any of them up again.
Yeah, I'm struggling with it. I'm still reading a few though. I'm enjoying the X-Wing book and whatever, and rereading Truce at Bakura. But I know if I watch this show, I won't want to read the books again because that happened with the Shannara show.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like the Lord of the Rings show, kind of with me. I might still watch the first episode just to see, but like deep down gut feeling is that if I were to actually watch the series, it would ruin my ability to read the Lord of the Rings books again.
Yeah.
I don't want to do.
Nick McCabe says he's gonna get Wheel of Time on Audible. Good choice because the audiobooks for this series is done fantastically. 10 out of 10 for the audiobooks.
Okay. Yeah, Trey says he can't watch old Star Wars. Well, and Anakin isn't the chosen one really anymore, so what's the point? Yep. Yeah. Hello, Master of the TDS. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's Jacob saying it's hard for him to even watch any of the Marvel movies he likes. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it taints it, even if it's, even
if you try to separate it, you can't.
I was going to do, my annual Star Wars marathon again. Watch the first one, and I'm like, it's just like the energy just left me, because I keep thinking, Luke is going to die from a Force overdose and blah blah blah, and I every time I watch them, I keep noticing shit that Disney has screwed up.
Yeah,
so it's I don't know. I don't want this to happen to the Wheel of Time, so I'm just gonna not watch it. But I cannot recommend the books enough, though.
Nick says he's still enamored with Star Wars, but he's drawn a clear line in his mind between Lucas and Disney. Like more power to you. I'm not saying like saying just because I can't really find enjoyment in it anymore. I'm not saying that no one should find any enjoyment in it. So, but it's like as long as you are able to draw that clear line, fine. I'm fine with that. Fine. Hell, I'm fine. Really, if you and like even if people who enjoy the sequels, as long as they don't tell me that I'm a shit person for not liking them, go ahead and like them. I really don't fucking care. Really at this point. So like basically, you do you. Really, it's where I am right now with some of this, with this entertainment, pop culture stuff. I'm like, just let me. If I criticize something, I'm criticizing it because it's my opinion. I'm not. It's not a personal attack on anyone. But these people take it as a personal attack, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's well, I'm not a huge fan of anime at all. I find the art style annoying, but I'm not gonna watch the Cowboy Bebop thing. I'm gonna watch the original show instead, even though I don't like the art style because that's the original. That's what it's supposed to be, right? It's pretty sure it's pretty clear Netflix is gonna screw it up, and I feel bad for the actors though.
Yeah. I mean, John. I think the actor's name is John Cho. Like, he's arguably a decent actor. I mean, I liked him in Searching.
Oh, he is a good actor. He actually took criticism too for being too old.
Yeah.
So and he said, "Yeah, fine, I am too old, but I wanted the part, and
he got the part. Like they must have seen at least arguably something in him to hire him. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying like we'll see, as in I'm going to give the show a chance, but
and then they race swapped a character named Jet Black.
Yeah, because his name is Black, so obviously, like Black Canary, he has to be black.
Yeah, even Jet Black.
Even the name, it's not the point of the name.
It's like, how more black could this be?
Yeah,
answer's none more black.
Right out of Spinal Tap, right there. The answer is none. It's like
how much more black could he be?
To defend this cover, it's a shit cover. Yeah. I love that scene. Okay, so we covered what China's doing. We covered what they're doing to Wheel of Time. So now let's go into real fast what Sony is doing right now with the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. If you're at all looking forward to that game. Hey, Spike and Madness. Good to see you.
Is that the one where they the lead character is now fat?
It looks like, now I'm not saying like definitely they did, but like in some still shots that I've seen, her face is a bit more rounded.
So as soon as she went to the West, she got fat, like the other fat, grease dripping Americans.
A little thicker. So let me share this article on CBR. So it's again shit. Hold on, real fast. I gotta do something because I closed a site that I need to bring up another article on. So, but that's the one that I told Trey that he would find morbidly amusing. But here it is. Okay, Horizon Forbidden West locks PS5 upgrade behind more expensive versions. Sony unveils the various editions of Horizon Forbidden West launching in 2022, and only the most expensive ones include a PS5 upgrade. So, like I said, if you're at all looking forward to this game, yeah, she does look a bit more masculine than Mr. Bentham. If you're at all looking forward to this game, and let's say you have a PS4 now and you're looking to buy a PS5 in the future, whenever they do at all become available, you have to buy a more expensive option. You can't just buy the standard one that you might normally get in this case, which most people normally get, because normally the deluxe versions don't really have much of anything that makes it the price worth it. But that's what Sony is doing right now. When, like Trey says, it's literally impossible to find a PS5. And they're doing this. So Horizon Forbidden West will arrive early next year in several different editions, but only some will entitle PS4 players to the game's PS5 upgrade. All right, it says right down here, I'm not going to read the entire thing. Horizon Forbidden West is poised to launch in 5 editions: Standard, Special, Digital Deluxe, Collectors, and Regala. Most editions will come packaged with various digital and physical goodies, but only the more expensive bundles will entitle buyers to both the PS4 and 5 editions. Every other buyer will have to choose between one console generation or the other. As the PlayStation 5 continues to boom in popularity, despite the fact that you can't fucking find one, various PS4 games across the board have offered free PS5 upgrades for their players, which they should. Really, they should. Maybe a very cheap cost if you want the players to spend money, but at the very what they do is the free version because they've already bought the fucking game. These upgrades are optimized to take advantage of the PS5's next generation features. All right. Players who purchase the special digital deluxe and regala editions of Horizon Forbidden West will be offered the next gen improvements, but the standard and special editions will include no such benefits. I'm kind of looking forward to that game as well. We'll see if they pull the same shit with what Sony's doing with the Horizon game. Ever since its launch, the elusive PS5, I love that, has been notoriously difficult to find due to high player demand and an army of scalpers pouncing on each and every listing. So Horizon fans who want a PS5 may not have one in time for the release. No, they won't, because you also have the chip shortage. If they buy the game at release but can't get the console until later, they will have to fork over some extra cash if they want to upgrade Horizon for their PS5. To keep the door open to upgrade later, they will have to purchase either the Digital Deluxe Edition at $79.99 or the Collector's or Regala Editions for much, much more. So you'd be spending more than you would be spending if you were to wait for the PS5 edition, which would retail at $69.99. So there's that. Because the standard edition is $59.99, which is normal for a PS4 game. And $10 more for the PS5. So basically, they're telling you to spend $10 more for a game that if you were to actually wait for the PS5 edition to come out, you'd be spending $10 less, arguably, in that sense. But you might not even be able to find one until sometime next year, if at all, because of scalpers, high demand, and the chip shortage.
Remember back in the day, if you bought a game, you owned it, and you got the full game right off the bat in the box with great manuals and sometimes maps and awesome things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss those days. Now you don't even get a manual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no manual, but I mean, still. Just get a PS5 and wait 5 years for the PC release. Well, I mean, I should hopefully have a PC before then. But yeah, I am going to go the way of PC at this point because I'm just like sick of this. I'm sick of gaming developer companies doing this shit.
Yeah, then you can stream Leisure Suit Larry.
I'm not going to stream that.
It's not that racy. The original isn't racy. It's more puns.
I don't know, but it's going to be a while way down the road. Whenever. So, Spike Man says I miss the manuals with the artwork and story details, and I remember those. I do remember those because there was a game that I had. I honestly can't remember what it's called. I actually enjoyed playing it, but it did have like one of those like manuals that you could get. So.
Yeah, with lore and stuff in it.
What?
With lore and stuff about the game world in it.
Like lore, some tips, things like that. But yeah, like arguably like things like that. I remember when they like really would release that stuff when the games came out. So, but this is what Sony is doing. So if you don't want the PS5 edition, spend the $60, get the PS4 if you have a PS4, or spend the $80 for the game with stuff that you probably don't even want or need to be able to play the PS5 upgrade, or just wait until you get a PS5 and spend $69.99.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's robbery.
Yeah,
Well, it's not robbery. It's entirely optional. If people fall for it, it's on them. But it's still putting the customer in a shit position.
yeah,
It's almost like coercion in a sense.
exactly. It is, and it's like say you want the other two editions, like the most expensive ones at 199.99. The collector's edition will include a cross-gen digital game copy, everything from the special and digital deluxe editions, and even more in-game content and statues of Aloy and the Tremor Tusk. Finally, at $259.99, the Regala edition will add to the collector's edition with a unique Regala theme for the statues, a canvas map, art cards, replica strike pieces, and replica focus. Every edition will also throw in Aloy's Nora Legacy armor sets and spear as a pre-order bonus.
Oh, and they're mentioning a canvas map and art cards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be in the regular editions of any game back in the day, especially if it was an RPG.
Yeah.
I have several of those old boxes, and it's not just maps though; they're cloth maps.
And at that price, you might as well just wait to get a PS5 because that would be most of what you'd be spending for a PS5.
Yeah, but then you'll be buying a PS5 for one game, kind of.
Well, I mean, not just one game, because there are games I do have now that do have free upgrades, like Witcher 3 and Ghost of Tsushima. I will be playing. Because there are games, they're like the Oracle mentioned, that do offer the free PS5 upgrades that I have.
Yeah.
So I'm not just getting it for one game.
Yeah,
but still, like at 260 for 100 for another like 140, you can get the digital edition, the PS5, or for another little over 240, I should say, because it's like you're spending over half anyway at that point. The physical medium for PS5.
Yeah, this is just bad business.
Yeah,
and sadly, I think it's going to work to some extent because a lot of people's gamers now spend money on stuff they kind of probably shouldn't.
No.
Digital extras, and oh cool, I have a pink gun in this. I paid $100 extra for it.
Yeah, that's saying like most times if you were to actually look at what you're getting with like the more expensive ones, it's really not worth it.
Yeah, and a lot of it is what you get for free on PC games as mods.
Yeah,
fan-made mods.
Yeah, so it's like, but then you have the people like you said that are like, oh, I'll have something that no one else has, so I'll get the more expensive version or the most expensive version, and no one cares.
Yeah, it's like
most gamers don't care because I said like most gamers will get the standard edition.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I paid $100 extra, and now Lara Croft has a different hairstyle.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, really? Yeah,
that
whatever.
Really enhances the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like good job. But there it is, folks. So basically, that's where Sony has put you if you're looking forward to this game. They have backed you in a way into a corner, and they're forcing your hand to make a decision that you would not want to make and should not have to make, nor like you would normally not do. So there's that. That's that cringe that Sony's doing. So I was looking forward to purchasing this game. I was going to purchase this game, not a pre-order, because I think it is live for pre-orders now. I wasn't going to pre-order it, but I was going to get it when it was released next year. But now I have to think, do I want to get it now or just fucking wait for a PS5 to be available?
Well, you know what? If the last 3 to 5 years have taught us anything, don't pre-order a damn thing.
I got burned recently with Cyberpunk, but that's
people get burned all the time with shit like this. Don't pre-order.
But I'm like ever since Cyberpunk, I'm like, nope. I waited until I saw what people were saying about like the Aliens Fireteam game. I got that, but I waited until what people were saying about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna purchase this. I was going to purchase this on release. Now I'm not so fucking sure. Same thing with Gotham Knights and the Harry Potter game. Evil Dead game, I'm waiting for it to be released. Diablo game, I'm waiting for it to be released.
Yeah, and if you think about it, how many other games do you have that you haven't played yet?
So not really, arguably a lot in terms of like what I have, but
I have almost 400 games on GOG now.
but wow,
Bloody sales.
I'm not even that close, but
that's over a period of 10 years though.
The only real game that I have that I haven't played like at all any of so far is the Friday the 13th game, and that's because I'm waiting until because Calman and Chunk the Punk and anyone else that wants to join, like Lethal, myself, Biggles, whatever. Like I'm waiting till like about October to play that, like with the group.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't touched that game yet. I have it, but I haven't touched that game yet. That's the only reason why. But every other game I've played, I played and finished or played most of the way through. But then the games like I mentioned, I'm waiting until like they actually physically release before I'd all purchase them, and even then I'd be waiting a little bit until after I get word from those who are playing the game that I trust. So I'm kind of worried about that too, but we'll see. And I like this pun. We got cyberpunked. Yeah. Yep, we did. So there's that. That's what Sony is doing. I figured let you all know. I shared it on Twitter, but let you all know. Say, hey, these are your options right now. Sony backed you into a corner, so here you go.
Oh, speaking of, lockdowns and all, the local whorehouse is closed. And there's a sign outside that says, beat it, we're closed.
Fuck. Hell, yes. They gave Horizon away for free on the PlayStation Store a while back. Same with Ratchet and Clank. Haven't played them yet. Horizon is... I haven't played any Ratchet and Clank game, but Horizon, I believe, is worth it. So if you have it, try it out. It's worth playing. Now, whether the sequel is worth getting, no fucking clue at this point, because I don't even know if I'm going to be getting it when it's released, but we'll see. But there's that. So, all right. Trey, you'll get a kick out of this. I thought of you. You'll find out why when I saw this article. Disney and Warner Brothers donate to efforts to prevent recall of California Governor Gavin Newsom. So there it is. If you need any more proof that retarded asshats can run companies, somehow succeed, fail upwards, it's Disney and Warner Brothers. Yep. I saw that and I was like, oh, Trey's going to love this.
Yeah, this is...
Yep.
Well, they have the right to do it, of course, but still it's...
Yeah. It's, like you've already started burning bridges, and now you're just pouring gasoline on, all the already flames going, so... Recent filings with the state of California have revealed that both Disney and Warner Brothers, two of the most high-profile studios in Hollywood, have financially contributed to efforts aimed at preventing the potential September 14th recall of current California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Which means their diversity stuff is shit, because they're trying to keep a black man from becoming governor over there. Which also means, and you're going to like this pun, they're not respecting their elders.
You were just waiting to use that one.
Oh, I was.
As reported by Deadline, the donations were discovered through the filing of the two studios' respective political contribution paperwork, both of which were officially submitted to the California Secretary of State at the start of September. These filings were both required and assessed through California's 1974 Political Reform Act, which requires that receipts and expenditures in election campaigns should be fully and truthfully disclosed in order that the voters may fully be informed and improper practices may be inhibited. According to the documents, Disney, under the banner of Disney Worldwide Services Inc. and its affiliated entities, donated $32,400 to Newsom's 2022 re-election campaign, while Warner Brothers, Deadline did not provide a link to this filing, reportedly gave $40,000 to the Stop the Republican Recall of the Governor Committee. Disney's support of Newsom is curious, as just last year, CEO Bob Chapek took public issue with Governor Newsom and his COVID-19 restrictions, which at the time were preventing Disneyland from reopening to what the company believed to be an appropriate capacity. So, hypocrites? Much? Sorry, I gotta take a drink because my throat's going.
Yeah, this is hypocritical as heck,
Yep.
but it's not unexpected, These are shit companies.
Yep.
I mean, Disney had no problems with filming a movie next to an active concentration camp, so how nice could they be?
Yeah. Yeah, they like your puns. Yeah, they are an evil empire, pretty much. Thankfully, Universal isn't mentioned. Agreed. What is Disney doing? Newsom is why Disneyland wasn't open for a year. Exactly. That's why I said hypocritical. Companies shouldn't be allowed to donate if politics are involved. Exactly. And says Larry Elder doesn't fit Disney and WB narrative. No, he doesn't.
Didn't they? I'm not sure if Disney did, though, but I do remember a lot of people saying that companies shouldn't be allowed to donate to politicians and stuff when companies donated to Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're fine with Disney and Universal doing it for a Democrat, though.
Warner Brothers, not Universal.
Yeah. And this is a Democrat that was Me Too a few years ago, too.
Yeah. Disney is a turd anyway. Hey, Mazarus. Even before Star Wars, the only Disney movies I liked were Tron and Black Hole. Yeah, they were. I mean, granted, Disney did bought a Pixar, but I did enjoy the Pixar movies. So, but yeah, for the most part, Disney is like basically a shell of its former self at this point. It is literally the
It's Gollum.
Yeah. I was saying
it used to be nice, and now it's not.
It's a walking corpse of itself. So, unfortunately, we're extremely disappointed that the state of California continues to keep Disneyland closed, Chapek said in November 2020. Frankly, as we and other civic leaders have stated before, we believe state leadership should look objectively at what we've achieved successfully at our parks around the world, all based on science. Yeah, believe the fucking science, as opposed to setting an arbitrary standard. With these donations, Disney and Warner Brothers have joined the ranks of various other Hollywood entities who have donated in support of Newsom's continued governorship, including the Motion Picture Association of America, Paramount Pictures, and celebrities Jeffrey Katzenberg, who gave $500,000, Casey Wasserman, who gave $100,000, Steven Spielberg, who gave $25,000, and Barbra Streisand, who gave just $2,500. Cheap bitch.
Yeah.
As of writing, according to an August poll conducted by the Public Policy Institute of California, only 39% of voters plan to vote in favor of recalling Newsom, while 58% voiced their support for keeping him in office.
It won't matter because it's going to cheat.
What?
He's going to cheat. They've already started the cheating thing.
They already started the cheating thing, and I don't believe any polls. The only poll I believe, and this is what my dad says, is like election day. Like what happens on election day, because as a famous quote says, there's lies, damn lies, and statistics to include polls. I don't believe a damn thing. They say.
I only believe in the North Pole.
What about the South one? You like racist?
I think a Norwegian was first to the South Pole, I think.
think so.
First one.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, this toy is yes. Yeah.
We never went back though. It was a shitty place.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, why? Liquid Blake believes in the stripper pole, so I think that's, I guess, another good pole to believe in. So there
Yeah,
is
because
that.
they're in pole position, especially if
So
they get
there
a
it
lot of
is. I
polls.
saw that article and I was like, I got to cover this because of all the shit that's going down, and now Warner Brothers, and Disney have proved once again what turds they are.
Yep.
So there is that. There's that. So sorry, Trey. Sorry, but there's it was revealed, and they have to disclose their donations, and that was disclosed. Basically, Warner Brothers and Disney. Warner Brothers
Yeah.
was bigger of the two donations at 40,000.
Trey is in California.
Yeah, he's in California.
He's in Shit Creek, and it's starting to flood.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm sorry, Trey, but
Sorry.
yeah, like I had to break this news to you. But there's that. So those were the topics I wanted to cover. Yeah, and I know Mark Hamill wants Newsom to say, but Mark Hamill, I mean, he was always left of center, like well left of center, but I think he's gone so far off the deep end on that side. So
Mark Hamill is a cunt.
Yeah, he is pretty much. But yeah, I know he wants Newsom to stay. He like tried promoting him on Twitter, and I saw that. So there's that. But I saw that article, and I was like, okay, got to cover this. So how about we end not on another article necessarily, but on the title of the article, and finish it up with like Stieg letting everybody know where they could find him, and the commercial he provided me for the end of the stream. So let me close the Founding in the Comics tab, and I'll share this.
I found the perfect article.
Yeah. Get a load
the one
of this.
The one who sent it to me is a lesbian friend. Got it from the LGBTQ which she hates, by the way. She doesn't like that.
Here you go, people. China bans sissy and effeminate men under new macho media rules. Look at this picture.
Yeah, that's an anime guy.
No, well, first off, not really. Secondly, I just love the title. Ban sissy and effeminate men. I'm interested to see what this rule is. China wants to be a country of macho men and is trying to make that happen by banning sissy boy bands and effeminate males from all media in the nation. Broadcasters must resolutely put an end to sissy men and other abnormal aesthetics, the National Radio and TV Administration wrote in a new set of rules released Thursday. It's also used the term Nyang Pao, an insult to effeminate men that means girly guns. The new rules call for broadcasters to enforce a correct beauty standard and to boycott vulgar internet celebrities and celebrations of wealth while promoting traditional Chinese culture, revolutionary culture, and socialist culture. They also ban all idol audition shows and recommend blacklisting anyone who has broken the law or offended public morals.
Yeah, this is full-blown communism backfiring on the lefties.
Yeah. The Chinese Communist Party's propaganda department announced the new media masculinity rules on Thursday in its latest effort to police morality through censorship. Oh my god.
It's not that bad of an idea.
No, arguably no. I'm just finding it funny as fuck right now.
It is. It's yeah.
So yeah, of course, president wants to make China great again in national rejuvenation, which he's trying to pull through strict control of all business, education, culture, and religion in the country. Yep. China has also targeted its own celebrities who it deems to have stepped out of line. Actors Fan Bingbing and Zhang Shuang have been handed steep fines in the past, and the wildly popular actor Zhao Wei was recently erased from all Chinese media without explanation. Actor Zhang Jihan was also wiped off the Chinese internet after photos surfaced of him at a controversial shrine for Japanese soldiers. The new media rules could have a major impact beyond China's borders, particularly in Hollywood, where studios in the past have kowtowed to Chinese demands in order to show their films in the lucrative market. Tech companies are also facing pressure under their propaganda department's new rules as they are being held responsible for enforcement.
This can backfire so royally on Disney and stuff if they're not allowed to have, sissy men in movies, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they won't be shown in China and stuff. Disney's they're not gonna know what to do because they're caught between money and virtue signaling, right?
Yeah, they are.
So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna?
It's either don't accept the Chinese dollars or actually have masculine men in their movies.
Yeah, and are they gonna start editing out LGBTQ people or non-masculine men or whatever it is from their movies then for the Chinese market? If they do that, they're gonna get caught.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna have the cancel culture on their ass.
Yeah, so I love how China, in another example of overreach, is basically giving the middle finger to Hollywood.
Yes, big time. And this is just a suggestion, though. They haven't done it yet.
I know.
But yes, they have done it. The new media rules.
Yeah, new media rules. So basically, it's like they've erased people.
Yeah. Which means this can blow up badly for companies like Disney, especially Disney.
Yeah. Especially also since the Shang-Chi movie is, for all I know, not ever getting a China release.
Yeah, and from what I heard, it's actually quite sissy.
Yeah, so other than the identity politics, is probably the reason why the Chinese government looked at it and goes like, too fucking sissy, and she's like, "Well, let them play it there."
Yeah.
So, I like, yeah, they get what they deserve, Spike. They get what they deserve. And I'm saying like that. Basically, this is just it's government overreach, but it's so based, and it's such a fuck you to Hollywood.
Yeah, and ironically, the SJWs are going to have a sissy fit over this.
Oh yeah, they are. But there it is. So basically, a non-cringe article to end this stream on, to give you guys a good laugh and a good, basically good job China in this case, because it just royally.
Yeah, this is gonna cause a lot of cringe articles, I think. That is, if they dare to talk about it, which is another thing.
Yeah. So there's that. So there's like at least a positive to end this stream on. I want to thank everyone for sticking with us on this Friday evening for an episode of the Cringe Factory. Talked about the Kotaku bullshit about how hey, please spare us, the criticisms about what China is doing with their, again, government overreach in the gaming sphere, to the Wheel of Time and how basically a shit show it's going to be, and what's the Sony is asshole, especially with what they're doing with Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, Forbidden West. And, so apparently China's banning sissy men. And, as Sogi pointed out, he's going to use that Nyang Pao, girly guns, insults. So there's that. So again, thank you everyone for being in the chat. Stig, let everyone know where they can find you, if you want them to find you.
Well, I'm kind of a get off my lawn kind of fellow. Mm-hmm. But on YouTube, though, I'm on this channel on Fridays when I'm awake. I'm on OG Star Wars on Thursdays for the Star Wars coffee chat, which is a lot of fun. Usually that's it for the regular stuff, though. Other times I just pop on if, if someone asks and I'm awake or whatever, right?
Yeah, or you post commercials, like inappropriate commercials on your.
Oh yeah. I do a lot of that on my YouTube. I'm actually very close to 600 subs now, believe it or not. which means another top 5.
There you go.
And there won't be a dishwasher in that one. But yeah, I managed to get 600 subs almost.
I was actually more ticked off at the fact that you said older model.
I know, that's why I said it. I knew
know.
you'd get more ticked off.
I was like as soon as I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so YouTube is easy. It's basically don't do shit, put up Mentos commercials now and again, and you're at 600 subs.
There you go. There you go.
All you have to do.
Hope you enjoyed the replay, Bobby Campbell. Yes, Kotaku can rot in the damn fires of hell for all you care. But we are winding down now. We covered Kotaku, we covered Wheel of Time, we covered Sony, and we covered essentially, in a way, how based China is in a sense. But right now, we're gonna end on the commercial. I'd like to let everyone know that I don't know. I can't give a time on when I'm going to go live on Twitch tomorrow. It all depends on when certain things get done. And then I'll know for sure when I'll be able to essentially start tomorrow. But, look for that if you follow me on Twitter. I will post when I'm about to go live on Twitch. I'll be playing more Tales of Vesperia. I'm also going to post a poll on Twitter to see which game you want me to kind of switch off with Tales of Vesperia. It's either going to be you either going to want to see me rage with arena fighting in general with Splitgate, or rage against inept bots and Aliens Fireteam Elite. So those are going to be the two choices to play along with the Tales game. So look for that poll again if you follow me on Twitter. Tomorrow, unless anything changes, Talk Nerdy to Us should be on my channel at 10 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about more pop culture cringe and hopefully more rather based articles to maybe kind of balance the cringe a little bit, so we're not entirely talking about shit at this point. So look for that. I will post that link at some point tomorrow on Twitter when I have the topics in hand that we will be talking about. So again, 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Look for when I let you know when I'm going live on Twitch. I'm also planning on going live on Twitch possibly Monday evening, since there is going to be a hiatus with the anime streams from now on. So Monday has become free for me. So I think I'm going to take advantage of that for another Twitch stream day during the week. So look for that as well. So I will end on the commercial that Stieg so graciously provided me. I have no idea what this commercial is. I didn't even look at the link. So,
well,
I had to trust him. So
I put it on my channel, so it should be fine on yours.
It should. I'm not saying trust in that way. But let me again mute myself and then share my screen, and I will bid you all a good night or a good day, depending on where in the world you are. So, see you all later.
Hello?
Honey? Are you at the club?
Yes.
I'm at the mall now, and I found this beautiful leather coat. It's only $1,000. Can I get it?
Well, sure, if you like it that much.
Okay. I also stopped by the Mercedes dealership and saw the new model. You know, the one I really like.
How much?
120.
Well, at that price, I want it with all the options.
Great. Oh, and one more thing. The house we wanted last year is back on the market. They're asking 1.5.
We'll make them an offer. But come in at 1.4.
Okay. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Okay, bye.
Does anybody know whose phone this is?
You're still here? It's over. Go home.